Welcome to the fundamental section of part one, right? Which there's pretty much only a part one. I do talk about this in the guided bootcamp, but it's pretty much going to be the same thing as right now. Fundamentals. Do I take note of my fundamentals? Do I read fundamentals? Do I use it towards my trade? What fundamentals do I read? Are fundamentals good or bad for trading? All of these things I simply just throw out to the charts, right? It really has no effect towards me. When you go to a trade and you go to write a confluence and you want to grade it, how are you going to grade something that is unknown? Because technically, to my knowledge, you can't really predict the news. You can have a idea of which side it's going to come out to. You could do your research, whether it's going to be positive or negative, but you really never know until it comes out. When I go take a trade, it is based off of 100% facts of what the market is showing, whether we're buying at a support or resistance, we are rejecting from EMA, we have our entry signal, we're rejection from weekly, daily candlesticks, we have our shift of time frame, and then we have our time frame correlation, everything that we're looking for, daily, 4 hour. All of these stuff are confluences that are facts that the market is showing you. Using something unknown, you can't grade that. You can't add that as a confluence because it is not a fact. You can't simply say, oh, I'm taking a trade because this news event is coming out at this time. Maybe if you did your due diligence and you went deeper into the research and you found out that there is a chance that the dollar can go down, or there is a chance that it can go up 2.5%, and then maybe that helps your technical analysis overall and it adds to your grade, which the trade is going to be bullish or bearish, whatever the case is. Great. I personally don't. I used to have this tab always open like this up here whenever I would trade. So whenever I would take a trade, I would be cautious and know when the news were going to come. But at that point, I realized there was times where I was taking trades. I wasn't taking trades because of the news. I was scared it was going to wake me out or whatever the case is. And what I realized that ended up happening over time again is when I wouldn't take a trade because of the news, the trade would go in my favor. Everything that was aligned with the technicals was aligned with the news. So I was like, bro, what the hell? I don't need the news. I don't need to even know when a news event is going to happen. The technicals are going to do what the fundamentals are supposed to. So that's when I realized not even going to pay attention, NFP, Congress, whatever all these crazy things are, I don't need to know it. I'm good. The technicals are going to be it, right? So obviously these were the news that happened today. The yellow cards, orange cards are pretty much useless. There's also gray cards, but I guess today there wasn't. There's red cards. You can go over here to calendar. This is forexfactory.com. Free newsletter place. You can come here to the calendar. Once you go to the calendar, you can click this little green icon over here, and then you can pretty much filter out the news you want to see. Obviously, the only ones you want to see are the red ones. Those are the high news. You would click apply filter. And these are going to be the high news. You can test this out yourself. You could, see the time that it comes out, and you'll realize that the news is not going to be in confluence with, that these news are red cards, that they're high volatility, and nothing's going to happen in the charts. Simply nothing at all. So that's why I don't really use it at all anymore. I know the first Friday of every single month is non-farm payroll. I think the time is 8:30 or 9:30. Cool. If I'm in a trade at that time, cool. If I'm not, cool. But I don't need to be watching it. I don't need to distract myself from what matters. And what matters is technical analysis. That is the 100% most important thing. If you guys want to get educated, maybe add this to your trading. No need to, in my opinion. This is where you could find out about news. You can look forward ahead in the weeks. You can look back in the weeks. Sometimes the news doesn't do anything. Go test it on yourself. But I personally, myself, do not use fundamentals absolutely for nothing. I don't even care when news are going to come out. I do not want to be anywhere near involved because it just simply adds more complicated things to my trading, which are not needed. Less is more when it comes to trading, charts, and just everything as a whole. So when it comes to news, this is my way of looking at news if I have to, but I 100% do not need it to take my trades.